The need to be near water drew me to living on boats. Unless you are in the water, there is nothing as close to it as being on a boat. A houseboat, a place to lay my head, cook my food, read my books, and be with loved ones. That was the answer to my dreams. The backwoods of Kentucky and Tennessee, off-grid, which is why I named her Moonshine. And she is a tri-toon instead of a pontoon. This means she can hold a lot more weight, like 5,000 pounds, so I can put 2 to 3 weeks worth of supplies on her, take friends with me, and actually kind of do outings on islands for long periods of time. As far as going long distances, she only goes 3 to 5 miles an hour. Now, we are nowhere near done with this boat, and I am putting up updates weekly so we can go through the plumbing, the bathrooms, the kitchen. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but as you can see, she floats well. And we got her in the water, tested her out. Oh, that's the first time I've seen the sun in over a week. Oh, that feels so good right now. It's gonna be sunny today. It's been raining for like 5 days. And it's really, you know, you can only watch so many movies inside while it's raining and windy. And then yesterday it was 20-mile-an-hour wind coming from everywhere. So we were bouncing around. Yeah, that little anchor held me like that. I mean, you could see it pulled up a little bit, but it didn't go anywhere all night. Yeah, this sun is going to fight through these clouds, and it's going to be sunny today. Come on, sun. This is my logic. If I mess up and I stain the wall while I'm doing the trim, I can paint over the stain. But I can't stain over paint, so I'm going to do it in this order. Even though I'm tempted not to do it in this order because I'd like to see how the blue looks before I do the stain. But it is what it is. So, I wanted to mention the platform, my floating dock, my swimming platform, whatever it may be. Not only is it useful for these type of projects, but River and I have been using it away from the boat, where we take that stick basically and just run down the island and find a good spot to fish, and then we put the stick in and tie a rope to it, and then essentially we just fish off of it. It's been a really good platform, and I could imagine how something like that, you know, if your grandparents and your grandkids come up for the weekend, they could get on that thing and go out in the middle of the bay over here and just basically swim and have fun without you moving the houseboat at all. It would be a pretty cool, you know, just give them a couple of oars or paddles to move around on it. It'd be kind of fun. I really think that as far as a free reclaimed piece of material that I used or put together, it's probably one of the most useful things that I've ever come across other than the boat itself. I think it looks really good. I don't know how it's going to match with the blue that I bought, but I feel like it's one of those things where you'll just get used to it, and it is, no, River, don't do that. And it is what it is. But the other thing is just not, let's say I don't like the blue, I'll put it on for winter, and then in spring, if it gets too hot or if it's just something I don't like, just buying another $30 gallon of paint, you know. But staining the trim is going to make it last longer, period. It looks nice. What are you guys doing? Huh? You're screaming today. You're talky today. River? You leave her alone there. Is it sunny out? Are you happy? Let me see your eye. Are you happy? It's sunny. Yeah. Me too. So it is dragging on in the day right now. I mean, it's already 1:15. Although we did our lunch and we just took River and Cricket for a walk. I'm having this dilemma. Do I open up the can of blue paint? Or do I go on the other, do I move the platform and just finish the trim on the other side? Here's what we're looking at over here. I mean, I gotta tell you, it really looks good right now. Everything that's happening looks good regardless. But and then there's no, I mean, I should probably move the platform over here. It's just a horrible filming. Maybe if I go way back, I can get a time lapse of it, but with the sun behind it, it's going to be bad filming no matter what. We'll see. Maybe I won't even film this side. We'll see. All right, so watch this. When I block the sun, do you see the difference there? Right, huge difference. So doing this shot with the sun in the background is almost impossible, but we've come up with something. We have a professional photography umbrella / shade, which is normally I would have a person standing here with, you know, an umbrella that would cover the camera, but I don't have that. And then in theory, let's say we do a time lapse and paint this whole side, the sun's going to go down right there. Now, it's only 1 o'clock right now, but I'm just thinking ahead, you know? See what we can do. Even though it rained all week, I mean, literally for the last 5 days, I was able to get a lot done. I did some stuff online, and I also read one of my new favorite books by Leslie Day, River, a Hudson Memoir. She moved onto a houseboat and spent 52 years living on a houseboat on the Hudson River. And the readings that we're doing today are from her new book, River. Now at the age of 80, I have lived almost my entire adult life in houseboats on the 79th Street Boat Basin on the Hudson River in Manhattan. New York, New York, as the song goes. So nice they named it twice. My love of the water and the life within and around it's like a magnet, pulling me into a passion for nature and my life's calling as a student and teacher of the natural sciences. I have a deep love for the river and its animals, its zooplankton, its photoplankton that make it a thriving ecosystem and a place of great beauty. Her opening preface takes me back to when I lived in McKinley Marina along the edge of Milwaukee. I had the park to myself every night. The sheriff would go through and send everybody out at sundown, and anyone who lived at the marina would show their pass and they could stay at the park. And so there was this 4-year period where at nighttime I had the city to myself and I could look up at the skyline and look over the lake and walk my dog in almost utter privacy because I had this pass that allowed me to live on the dock. It was a really amazing time in my life, and I remember being able to take my little dinghy all the way up the river to 20 different restaurants that were open till 2 o'clock at night because it was the bustling city, and then just get right back on my boat and go out on the lake, and there was no one out there. It was like I lived a solo life in the middle of the city just because I was anchored out on a concrete mooring on my own little island where no one could just walk up to. It was a really, really cool time of my life. It was very social, but also it felt like I was on the edge of society where I was participating because I could wave from my little boat. It's what they do to try to stay warm. Alright, I already went out and checked the beach for snakes. It's pretty cold, so they're not... Hey, hey! What is he chasing? A bird? Don't chase stuff. So they're all pretty much in their dens. I mean, if you're outside, it's too cold for them right now, but I still look. I don't want nothing to go wrong. So, look at that sunrise. So, sit rep. I got all the trim done, and it looks amazing. It really is exactly what I was going for. The way the boat looks when it rains and the wood got wet, it would always look like this. Looks perfect. And I would do the paint right now, except it's gonna rain in a few hours. It's gonna rain a little bit at 4:30 today, so we gotta wait another 2 days. I'm gonna let it dry off for one day, and then we'll paint, which takes that to next week's episode. However, I got a telephoto lens that I've been playing with. I want to show you some cool stuff with that. Normal telephoto lens. And basically I learned fairly quickly that you can't use a telephoto lens to record from a boat because it is manual focus and you just can't focus while the boat's moving. So I'm going to go right ahead and try to put this on land and see what we can. Now check this out. That's how far away this is, and it's videoing. I could actually do this in slow motion as well. And I can mess with it to try to get it into a better focus. But the distance we're talking about, and I can zoom in on it digitally so you get rid of the bifocal. Baby, I didn't mean to treat you bad, but I did it anyway. And then maybe some would say your life was sad, but you lived it anyway. So maybe your friends, they stand around, they watch you crumble as you falter to the ground. On a cool note, I treated this with the same stain so it matches when it's out here or even inside. And essentially, this was the first table that my dad and I made together when he was building a wood shop, and he bought a joiner and a planer. And this was the first thing we made to learn how to use those two things. And basically I bought crappy 2x4s at the Home Depot where they're bent and warped, and they're almost free because of that. And then we made this nice table out of that. And this was, more than 10 years ago. And it's been what I cook on. I use it all the time. You guys see it in all the videos, but it looks a lot better now that it's treated with the Aussie oil. The other thing is, I made a deal with a pretty cool sponsor to permanently mount a fireplace inside of the boat, and we'll do that over the next couple of weeks. A couple more projects. I want more windows, so we're gonna look at that. We might make a floor-to-ceiling window I'm gonna check the remnant store and see what we can find. Get things opened up so we can do some photography from inside of the boat on a tripod looking out at animals. Would be really cool with just a huge opening windows. I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm gonna go take him somewhere. We gotta explore. It's a beautiful day. Right, buddy? I have been eagerly awaiting the day, and today is the day. That's pelicans. There will be thousands of pelicans here for months. That's pelicans. That's a pelican flying right above me. The pelicans are here. They take over this waterway for a very long time during the winter months. Pelicans, River! Those are pelicans right there, buddy. They're gonna land over there, and I bet they're gonna land in Possum Creek. We should go over there. Oh, pelicans! He likes chasing pelicans. They're bigger than him, by the way. Look, I turned around and there's even more right above me. A whole nother flock, I guess. Another V at least. Look at this. I guess when they're here, right? The pelicans are here. River. It's definitely fall, that's for sure. It's straight up into fall if that's the case, right? So they come here and they feed. They eat like crazy. And they come here by the thousands. And they just go into these shallows and they eat fish. And from my understanding, oh my gosh, look, even more. Even more. And from my understanding, their beaks hold more than their bellies can. Look at them all.
Baby, I didn't mean to treat you bad, but I did it anyway. And then maybe some would say your life was sad.